Hey up, welcome back to Forge of Champions. How you doing, Saga?
Not so bad.
That was as close as I can get to you. Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Manchester.
Yeah.
That was kind of Yorkshire-y.
That was a little Yorkshire.
Yorkshire pudding, lad.
Mine was more northern than that. Actually, where is Yorkshire? Yorkshire is north,
Oh, no.
right?
Leave me alone.
Yeah.
This isn't a geography channel. This is a League of Legends channel, Jake.
People from Manchester
Get in
apparently
gear.
don't know anything outside of Manchester.
It's true, we don't.
London South, that's all we know.
Yeah.
Who's 2-0? Barrage. Barrage are looking pretty good, actually. I actually want to highlight D.Va here because we were talking about how the top lane was our lane to watch up, and Icebreaker really broke the ice here, coming out really, really strong and just looking miles ahead of Art the Dragon. But I also really want to highlight D.Va because D.Va seriously impressed me. We kept highlighting him throughout all of UKLC as potentially this player who can really step up for the team and potentially an incredible mid laner, but just showed some true colors there. And, you know, this is the kind of, if he can kind of get played to that level consistently, Barrage could be looking like, you know, a team who might not have to be so nervous about their relegations.
Yeah, he definitely exploited the mid laner of the Orianna not having her flash in the early stages of the game, and then the teleport to the top lane as well to help turn that around and stop Arc the Dragon from taking over on the gangplank was definitely key points in Barrage's victory there.
I think the key thing is it wasn't just D.Va. It was Monkeys and D.Va. It was the jungle mid synergy here for Barrage was just so good, and that's exactly why they were able to find themselves a comfortable game one. But like I said, it's best of threes in Forge of Champions, so there's still more to play for. And when we get going into Champ Select, we're going to see how the teams are going to differ, because I believe they'll be swapping sides now. Yeah,
don't give Caitlyn Morgana over is pretty key, I think, in not having your bot lane exploited to the same degree as they were in that game, because it was about 8 minutes in that they were taking down the final plate, and then the tower dive came through, and there's really just nothing the Sivir and Braum can do at that point. They've been bullied around all game. They never got a chance to get their items together, and that was kind of the style that we said for the Steelers, is that Arc the Dragon is going to be playing his solo game where he, just buys time and holds on for the rest of his team to catch up in terms of gold, and then they can look to win the fights. But the rest of his team just never had a chance to catch up in this one.
Well, Barrage will be starting up on the red side this time. It's belong on the blue side, so maybe we'll see some differences here. Maybe the Akali be left open or just banned away. I'll have to see. I'm really excited to get into picks and bans. I'm really excited to see what the difference is going to be in this game, because if you're Steelers, it's time to step up. Otherwise, you are done here for Forge of Champions until the relegation stage, and there'll be an offline section. So this might be the last time we see him on stream.
Instant ban on the Akali. That's got to pay respects to D.Va for his performance from game one. I'm expecting Steelers to go towards things a little more comfortable, things that they played relatively often throughout the semifinals and finals of the Belong series. So maybe something like the Trundle was a lot of Casanero's games, and the Renekton one, Arc the Dragon had some great showings on as well. And One More Light had a bit of a funky champion pool as well. I think he played a different champion in every single game in the semis and the finals as well. So he's definitely got some other things in his wheelhouse now that they know the Orianna didn't particularly work out.
The Udi and the Annie ban coming out from Barrage. What the Steelers look to ban away as their final ban here, as they take away the Vladimir. Just all the things that made their life hell in the last game are now gone. But what is this left open? Because they've taken away strong picks, but not S-tier picks, not like top-tier picks, apart from that Akali. You still got things like the Sejuani. You still got the Aatrox. You got the Kiana. You got the Yuumi. There's so much open to Barrage here. And it looks like for now, it's just going to be the Xayah picked up for the Steelers. Barrage, they can take away that Rakan, but then you just expect Drazar to pick up something like a Nautilus just to pin him in place and kill it.
I actually really like this from the Steelers because it forces Barrage to respond. It's either, do we give over this very strong bot lane duo, or do we take it away? And that maybe throws a bit of a spanner in the works to what they were looking for. Because Rakan, he can be a dominant champion in the laning phase, but he isn't particularly as strong when he isn't paired with the Xayah. So maybe they just go for an even stronger 2v2 duo. Like you say, the Nautilus, something like that, or a Leona that can lock down Rakan, be tanky enough to sustain through the engage, could be exactly what they need to maybe dissuade Steelers from picking up the Rakan. It's a bit of a mind game in the draft, but Lucian, that is an incredibly strong champion, very early stage of the game. Looks like acceleration is the game plan again.
I'm thinking about what you could pair up with this. They picked the Gragas up in the jungle. They want to see if it's definitely the Rakan getting locked in with the Xayah. You'd expect so because it's such a powerful lane, but this opens things like the Fresh Lucian, the Braum Lucian, the Nautilus Lucian, the Leona Lucian.
Just anything with lockdown.
Yeah, anything that can just pin that Rakan in place. That is going to be the pickup for Drazar here. They do get himself a powerful bot lane duo, but the answer by Barrage is what I want to be watching here coming into the next pick phase. Now, Belong, they can look to pick themselves up a jungler. Looks like they're going to opt in for the Jarvan for Casemiro. It probably means that Monkeys is going to be on that Gragas. We're not going to see a Gragas support. We'll have to see what Barrage want to pick as their support here.
And in game one, I believe it was Barrage who banned the Pantheon away. So that was a potential thing that could have been picked up here for one more light in the mid lane, but they didn't opt to go for it. They just took away what really gives them an incredibly strong engage potential now.
So actually the Gragas in support role will be doing a similar thing to what we've seen from the Nautilus and stuff like that, where you jump in, he just fat man belly slaps you, and you're just locked in place. Yes, you have the ability to get away with your extended range on your jump towards your Xayah, but you're going to take so much damage in every time you go for that trade, every time you hop in forward. But I expect the Rakan to actually play fairly far back, fairly safe. You're not going to be able to get that engage and that power kind of duo play unless you can really rely on Liam to put that damage down. But if this lane snowballs, that's one squishy lane.
Yeah, when you're in a lane like this and you're playing the Rakan, you have to just play a little bit more for the mid-game team fights around objectives where, again, you can look for flanks, you can get over walls and come from areas of vision, because it's not quite the same as a Nautilus or something where it just auto-attacks you when you're locked down. The Gragas would have to time his body slam and aim it in the correct direction. So if you're able to catch that ability on cooldown or come from an angle he's not expecting, you can sort of dodge around that counterplay in the Gragas support role. All
right, well, the bans have been coming through. It's a Galio. Not seen a Galio for a while. Orianna, Jax, and Aurelia taken away now. Barrage, what do they want to pick up? They're looking for a top laner. They're looking for a mid laner. Unless it's like Gragas mid lane, and then we're into a wacky world here. I have to see what they decide to pick up, as they're going to actually opt in for the Cassiopeia. So it's probably going to be their mid laner here. Could still flex into the top lane. We have seen it. We actually also have seen Lucian top recently, but that is specifically a Gangplank counter. Yeah. Gangplank's banned away, so expect it to be a pretty standard bot lane on that front.
Yeah, I would expect so. I think Barrage could probably be happy with the way that the bot lane went in the previous game with that constant shoving into the waves. It's definitely not going to be something you're going to look to change up all that much.
How could I forget the Gnar? This is an Arc the Dragon specialty. He used to play this Gnar so much back when I was casting the Belong Arena Clash, and once again, going to get his hands onto that. Now we have to see what one more light we're playing in the mid lane. You were talking about this in the break. The Talia is another one of his staple picks in the mid.
Yeah, I think when I said that he picked different champions every game, I was slightly mistaken because he played Talia twice. And he definitely has... It's kind of unique because not many people still want to pick that champion up. It used to be in the jungle. It's been in the mid lane as well. But One More Light can definitely find impact with it, and it allows those cross-map rotations that can come in very quickly that they did seem to struggle with a little bit in the previous games and has been a weakness in the past, that they can get caught out in rotations.
Icebreaker just threw down the gauntlet with the Mordekaiser.
Ooh, this is a pick that I'm expecting actually to see a lot of at Worlds. I know a lot of Asian teams love the Mordekaiser in the top lane. It's going to be so cool to get our first glimpse into it. And they've updated the Spectator on his spooky realm, as they call it in the patch notes. So we can actually see them now.
Oh, that's pretty exciting. Really cool. That's actually really exciting.
Yeah.
What's quite cool about this is Gnar generally wants to kite you with the hyperprocs when he's in mini. If you just banish them to the Shadow Realm, be like, come at me, bro. Yeah. You're in my circle.
And that takes away a lot of the synergy as well, because Gnar ultimate inside the Jarvan Cataclysm is so disgusting. You actually can't dodge it unless you flash away. So getting rid of either one or the other before that combo can come through can take away a lot of the engage potential. And if you can just let the Megaform time out in the Death Realm, and he can never get the ultimate off in a team fight, it's actually... It could be a potentially insane counter pick if it's played just that well.
Well, the champs are locked in. We're ready to go into game 2 of this series here. First day of Forge of Champions, game 1, series 1. Sorry, game 2, series 1. It's already been a long day. We've only had one game. It's already been a long day. I am so excited because I said the last game was going to be a bloodbath. It looks like we're pretty much getting a bloodbath again. These teams want to fight. They want to go for it. I love it. I love these kind of games. It looks like, you know, Steelers, even though they lost the first game, they were still fighting.
Yeah.
They were losing all those fights, but it was still fighting. They didn't go down without a fight. You can't say that about them. They stood up, they scrapped, and they said, let's go toe-to-toe. They just kept getting beaten down until they finally
got stood up again, and eventually they ran out of juice. But what I saw from them in the Belong finals and semifinals is often if they fell a little bit behind, they'd go for over-aggressive plays. They'd go for 5-man tower dives that would get turned around. They'd go for inadvisable contests on objectives like Drakes that don't really matter all that much. And fair play to them, they've definitely toned that aggression down a lot, been looking for a much more kind of passive plays, like the Death Brush that didn't quite work out because Barrage was sort of cottoned into that. But
well, after the first one, Barrage learned their lesson, right?
Well, maybe. When they got 3 kills because they found Trezor and they almost got baited into it, but the damage wasn't there on the shot.
One of the key things you were talking to me about was one of the weaknesses of the Steelers are their rotations. They get caught in the rotation regularly because they don't play the vision game right, and they just rotate blindly through the jungle. And it looks like Barrage had their number on that. They were calling them out, they were catching them out, and finding those kills as we take to the Summoner's Rift for Game 2 of our first series of Forge of Champions. We're on the Worlds patch, baby. That's why you can see the markers up.
Ooh, the little banners. Wednesday, I believe, is the day. But for now, game number 2, Barrage versus Belong Steelers.
Oh,
and again,
no!
it's level 1 plays.
Icebreaker, run away, boy. Has to flash the wall this time.
You can just hear the pings coming out saying, this guy's flashed, get him, get him.
You see, they learned their lesson, though.
Yes. Again, it's Belong who's initiating the aggression at level 1. This time, didn't quite have the lockdown to secure the kill. Maybe Trezor could have been slightly further forward, but here comes the counter. Barrage, they've got the vision.
Steps up, overly aggressive. He could die here, but just looking to see.
Oh, this could be...
They know it's happening.
Oh, this could be so bad, though, because Casanero's coming towards the bottom side.
We might have a scrap.
D.Va is already positioning towards the bottom side of mid as well, so he will be first if the rotation needs to be called in from the mid laners.
They're looking to come in. Monkeys. Does have
Liam's
the
not in the bush, he doesn't have vision.
He has the kick, he's going to steal it away. Monkeys now level 2. Liam has been ignited. They're looking to chase for more as Monkeys will pick up first blood. Trezor now being run down. He's out of movement, but he's not going to go down today as Barrage find themselves first blood and they steal away the camp.
Oh man, that is a taste of their own medicine as Casanero has to walk away without a red buff. Monkeys are just going to make his way straight towards mid lane to accelerate that impact, get D.Va ahead once again.
Has to use the flash already by one more light. Monkeys, this is the return to form I wanted to see. He wasn't finding the mark in the summer split, but here in Forge of Champions, he is really putting his stamp down. Remember, this guy was on Diabolus in the spring split. He was one of the players we were hyping up so much as being a top tier player, but now Icebreaker might be getting jumped onto. Art the Dragon already launched in. Casanero does have that flag and drag available. Icebreaker uses the claw to send him packing, dodges away on the knockup, doesn't have flash, remember, gets the slam down, and Casanero goes down. Icebreaker, once again, 1 versus 2, somehow comes out with something from the play.
And that takes away all the buffs from Casanero as well.
Now Monkeys is coming in for Art the Dragon. It's the old switcheroo. Monkeys can get the kick. Art the Dragon has lost form as he has to flash away. The claw does not pull him back in. Not going to find the kill there.
Did you say bloodbath at the start of this game? I think I heard you say bloodbath.
It's a blood ocean at this point.
Man, that is...
Blotion.
That is metal as hell.
I mean, that's the metal Mordekaiser's skin.
Of course, it has to be metal with him in the game. Casanero was looking to punish the lack of flash on Icebreaker, but just a swifty sidestep is all it really takes. Mordekaiser coming out pretty clutch. Got the healing as well from the Conqueror just to sustain him for that extra half second just to bait Casanero onto the tower, take that tower shot. And now he's left with no buffs in his jungle whatsoever. His red buff stolen away, his blue buff lost to the tower dive. That's a pretty sad level 2, Jarvan.
That's a very rough lane for him, as now Monkeys can move around the map, pick himself up his blue buff. He actually might just give this over to D.Va, just to get as much mid lane pressure as he possibly can. D.Va's already slivered his way over, so there should be just that being picked up. And you can see in the mid lane, Liam and Trezor trying to make something happen here in the bot lane, but they are losing out on the CS game. They're losing out on the pressure. And you pick this lane to push for the plates. You pick this lane to get the lane win.
Yeah.
But you're unable to because...
Your AD carry died at level 1.
Yes. And, you know, they match you with a good skirmishing bot lane as well with the Gragas and the Lucian.
Yeah, so the classic meme of the Lucian level 2 power spike, of course he's going to hit it first. So you do have to be a little bit merciful towards the Belong Steelers bot lane as Fastleg is just giggling in their face.
Warby's placed down. KDO picks that up. Nice and simple. Casanero keeps cancelling those bases. There is a ward in the bush. Fastleg. He's having a great time.
He's cancelled it again.
Casanero is wasting so much time here. This lane's pushing.
And Monkeys is on his way top again.
Monkeys is able to make this play happen if he wants. Art the Dragon is about to lose Mega, so he will get a bit of speed to himself. Doesn't really have the wards to actually spot this out. As Monkeys may just look for an invade into Casanero's jungle. Casanero is still cancelling recalls, by the way, in the bot lane. He's only just gone to base.
Oh, geez. That is a very sad Jarvan. He's just looking to have some impact somewhere, but it's just not happening. And yeah, it's so rough having to lose everything from the get-go. But it's not even like Monkeys has really done that much in terms of stealing away jungle camps and getting himself ahead in XP. He has been having some impact in the lanes, but they're still relatively close. But both have just now hit level 4, so he has been spending a lot of time bottom lane, but been absorbing a lot of experience from the bot lane, who is already behind.
The difference is look at the camps available to Monkeys right now. He has both of his top lane camps available
Those
to
are
him.
the big experience
They're the ones
camps.
that give him the big experience, and you know, a fair amount of gold as well. The big camps. So Monkeys quite happy with the state of this. Is you look at Casanero, his jungle is clear. He's down in CS and his jungle is dead clear. There's no Scuttle Crabs up and available. Monkeys has already taken that away. It's just rough for the jungler here for the side of Steelers. What is Casanero going to do? He's actually looking to catch farm in the mid lane while one more light, goes for a quick plot around to see if he can
What
find.
is Diva doing? Is he setting up a death bush himself, or is he just clearing out some vision?
He might just look to try and get Casanero low in his own camp, send him packing. Did use that miasma. Now one more light. Actually, does get a fair amount off. The poison tick should equalize out the trade though. Now Monkeys not level 6 yet. We'll see how this man's going to kind of impact the map with that level 6 markers. One more light has himself his ultimate available, but the ward will time out in time. They do get a lot of damage off onto one more light. Uses the seismic shove to pin him in place, but Diva flashes over and picks the kill up. It's another one picked up for Barrage. Cloud Drake's up on the menu. Maybe they move towards that.
Opportunistic aggression from Barrage. Yes, he's not level 6 on the Lee Sin, but does it matter when you can just dash over the wall onto the Talia, lock her in place? The flash is not able to come through, and Diva picks up the kill without even having to burn the Petrifying Gaze, so still has that impactful ultimate ability available should they be able to look for another set of aggression. Monkeys is going to steal away
It's on a ward, man.
a 4th buff of the game.
It looks like Diva might just be gifted this. No, they decide not to. Diva says, I've had enough blue buffs. I'll have some honey fruit. Yum, 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 yum. Snakes don't eat fruit, though.
Some of them might.
What snakes eat fruit?
Ones that are on a diet, obviously. One more light. Uses his flash to get away. Didn't burn it in the previous encounter. So, fast-legged will not be fast-legged enough to catch him out on this occasion. Still does have the Weaver's Wall available if he's got the chance to channel that for the next set of aggression to come out.
Key thing to note, though, is last time One More Light used flash, in the last game, every time One More Light used flash,
He was reganked.
he was just smashed, man. This guy just got perma-ganked when he didn't have flash, and I expect to see more of the same here.
Yeah, Monkeys is level 6 and has flash up available as well, and Lee Sin with those two tools available in his kit is very, very difficult to escape from, but Belong actually uses the opportunity to shove in the bot lane because the Barrage bot lane rotated out. All the vision control has been placed in favor of Barrage, but it doesn't matter if they're just going to leave the dragon unattended. But now, how does Liam get out of this?
Well, he looks to try and jump away for the moment with the rest of his team. It's going to make his way out nice and easy as Monkeys is coming down, but a little bit too late to the punch. They did just catch Barrage out on their base timers, but now Fastleg looking for Drazar here. Has the belly bop available, not going to go for it. Casanero might just look for Diva. Diva flashless, uses the Petrifying Gaze, gets pinned in place, tries to turn it around. The dunk is there, and one more light picks the kill up.
They find the time that Monkeys is not looking to play around his mid lane. He might have been spotted out on the wards towards the Dragon Pit, so well-timed aggression from Casanero. Doesn't have to burn his own flash. Uses the ultimate. He knows D.Va doesn't have his available, locks him in place. And it's a relatively easy pickup, actually. So D.Va maybe slightly overstepping the boundaries of his vision control at the moment. Not sure if he would have been spotted by the ward that's just next to the Raptors camp, though.
Look at the CS lead in this bot lane. 70 CS to 92. See the goal lead on the score. They're 400 up to KDO currently. As they're also late to the punch on the rotation here coming through. They decide to cancel it out for the moment. Icebreaker, remember, does have that ultimate available. So if they jump in, Drazar might just get caught out. They do have the Shadow Realm available. Is going to use it onto Drazar. Pins him in place. Doing so much damage. Liam can do nothing but watch. Now Icebreaker can go on to Liam. The slam!
Steelers,
Icebreaker!
no.
How do you keep doing this? The feathers are called back, but Icebreaker has flash. One more mallet to the face, and it's a double kill to Icebreaker.
He's done it again. Icebreaker with the 1v2, taking down both members of the Steelers bottom lane. Once on the Vladimir, once on Mordekaiser. What can this guy not do?
It's not really 1v2 though in this case. It's just 1v1 and then 1v1 again.
Yeah. Two
But this time
separate
I have your
1v1s.
stats. Oh lord, Icebreaker is doing so much work here for Barrage. Let's have a little look at that once again.
As soon as all of those feathers start coming through and stacking up, you can't recall them. Rift Herald just taking a stroll towards the top side.
Oh, the kick in. They do land some damage on Drazar. Knockout comes down. Culling being used, and Monk is low HP. Has to flash away, but in comes D.Va. Uses the miasma to pin everybody in place. That's going to be one picked up for the Steelers. And now Casanero looking to find himself that opening. Has the flag, has the drag, but doesn't go for it. Is Art the Dragon on the hunt for
Weaver's
KDO now.
Wall.
Weaver's Wall's going to get used. KDO gets walloped into place. Jumps away with a relentless pursuit, and he gets picked up. Liam takes it down, and Steelers find themselves one.
This is good to see counter-aggression coming out from the Belong Steelers. They don't want to just sit back and let that Rift Herald start to snowball the game and accelerate it in Barrage's favor. They're keeping it much closer this time. No turrets fallen. There is several plates going to have been knocked down, but nowhere near to the extent as in game number 1. So they are keeping things much closer this time around and even finding themselves favorable trades on the counterplay. In the top lane, they're going to get some plates of their own just to earn a little bit of extra gold. Liam, this time.
Fastlight needs to be careful.
It's up a kill.
Casanero's coming in. Does have himself the cask available. Belly bops away. That's going to be the ulti. Jump onto him for the moment. KDO's coming in. In comes D.Va on the flank. The miasma's there. He's low mana though. Watch out. Art the Dragon does have the wallop. Lands it onto one. The petrifying gaze pins Casanero in place. KDO's into the fight. The knock-up. The damage. It's an absolute bloodbath. It's a scrappy fight across the board as Casanero gets taken down.
Monkeys on the
KDO on the
bottom.
double kill. Monkeys comes in for the assassination barrage. Find 3 members of the Steelers and send them packing back towards their base.
And this is kind of what I said when they overstep their aggression here and there for the side of Steelers. This time it's not because they're behind, but it's because they're feeling confident, because they've turned the play around from Barrage. And Monkeys is still not done.
He's done. He's done now. The blue buff's up. He's done.
But he's not done because he's stealing away the buffs, and Casanero still doesn't get to have a blue buff this game.
I would love to see that fight again. It's just the fact that you see D.Va teleport in with no mana, and just goes with a petrifying gaze, just pins everyone in place.
And that's kind of his contribution to the fight, but really that's all that it needs to be.
Fantastic play here by Barrage. They're looking revitalized coming into Forge of Champions. The UKLC and the underwhelming performance by them does not affect them at all here. Let's have a little look at that again.
And there was so much committed by Drazar specifically onto Fastlegged here, who just hit level 6, so he gets the ultimate crucially just before this fight starts, but he burns the ultimate, the flash, onto the single target, so he has nothing left when D.Va pops up behind them and lands this petrifying gaze onto Casanero and stops him from getting anything done to prevent Liam going down to KDO on the bottom side of that fight. And then Drazar's got nothing left in the tank either, so he just has to back himself away, and Monkeys finds a freebie. Lazark the Dragon tries to get out, but finds himself a Marshall man. If you're a follower of the patch notes.
Yeah. Actually, what do you think about this? Because I think shapeshifters are going to be turbo busted.
Yes.
Keep in mind, they now have 3 1-cost units.
I just like the Muay Thai Lee Sin skin because it's a reference to Ong Bak. Great movie if you've never seen it.
I have never
Tony
seen it.
Jaa. Great martial artist. Monkeys proving to be not a bad one himself either in this game. Securing his team their first Drake.
By kicking
the
it in
ocean,
the face.
just kicking. It's all about the knees and the elbows with Muay Thai. That's why you see him walking around like he's, you know, about to...
It's actually why a lot of
box
junglers use that skin, because it actually apparently has really nice visual effects on the auto attacks. So it's quite easy to use like the Q reset on the autos.
Smooth animation.
Smooth animations.
Do love
Now,
to see it.
look at the flank, Areno. Liam and Drazar try to see something, but Casanero is there. Does get spotted out by Monkeys though. Gonna be the Jarvan coming in to try and defend this turret for the moment. One more light's coming on the flank. Does have the Weaver's Wall. Going to throw it down. KDO jumps out, flashes away. That's going to be a knock-up onto Fastleg as he gets picked up. The culling doesn't really do too much here. And now Steelers have the inside track on to this turret. Monkeys with a kick. Ready to see if he can make something happen as they're actually just going straight onto the turret. Surrounds the place, but Diva's coming in. Icebreaker's in. That's going to be the kickback on the multiple members. The Miasma to pin everybody in place. Petrifying Geese is absolutely massive. Drazar is going to be melted through. That's 4 for the side of Barrage.
That miasma was placed so effectively against the Steelers. None of them could use their flashes. Two of them died with flash still available. Liam can't use the ultimate to get rid of any of the damage because they're all stuck in that grounding effect of the miasma, which was just a complete Rumble ultimate line that blocked every single one of them from using their defensive tools and just allows Icebreaker to get in and just dumpster them down once again. Mordekaiser with the double kill. Doesn't have to commit his ultimate this time, so it was legitimately not 1v1s. Good times.
Well, it was a 5v4.
Exactly. Crazy stuff from Mordekaiser. All Icebreaker, that fight.
Entirely. Nothing to do with the miasma.
No.
The big kick by Monkeys.
Oh, the double Rylai's as well. That just made sure that nobody could run away. Never mind flash away.
It's rough here for the side of Steelers as their backs are well and truly to the wall. Teleport comes out by KDO to make sure he's going to be able to get into the lane in time to defend.
The real kicking point for the Steelers is that they're finding aggression and they're making it work. You know, they picked up fast-legged at the start of that play with the Weaver's Wall from one more light, but it's just turned around. Again, they overstep their vision control. They try and take down a tower in the mid lane and open the map up, but they get collapsed on from both sides. As all these vision wards, 3 of them around the Dragon Pit area, is exactly where the Barrage members come from. And Monkeys was sat on yet another one, and that's a pretty big kick as well, but the Miasma Rear is the star of the show, as those grounded effects just made it so impossible for the Belong Steelers to get out of that scenario. And they just never saw it coming because they don't have the vision line.
The Dragon being run down does not get jumped under yet. The wave is going to get pushed in. It's only 3 casters though, so it should be fairly easy. Steelers group up as well. Another 4v4 could break out at any moment.
So they're reading the aggression well, and they're getting in a position to try and counter it, but Barrage know about it with that ward that was placed on where the Krug's camp is. So they knew, okay, it's going to be a 4v4. They think they have us caught off guard. We're going to back away. We don't want to over-aggress and go for the dive on the tower, but now Monkeys and Fast Legs, they've seen them rotate back on the exact same ward. They're just going to head straight back down and go for round 2.
Yeah, Fast Legs going to take it out. Arc actually gets himself a gnaw back. Diva flashes away. Teleport's going to get used. One summoner spell for one summoner spell. Does alleviate some of the pressure off Icebreaker in that top side of the map. He's got KDO heading over to help him out as well. Shove this wave in and maybe take this tower down.
Again, it's just an attempt at some aggression, but Barrage just knew it was coming. What they weren't expecting Monkeys to have roamed down. Again, those control wards just giving so much freedom to Barrage on the bottom side of the map. And as soon as the play comes in, one more light teleports bot. Arc the Dragon can't really teleport to the top side. It's not too big of a chunk taken out of the turret. There was a good response from the bottom lane of the Steelers. And it's those kind of tiny little turnarounds on your aggressive plays that make you kind of question the next time you want to go for it.
Icebreaker gets pinned inside the Death Realm. A lot of damage is going to be done to him already as Icebreaker forces him to flash away, trying to get away in time. Icebreaker doesn't land the slam, and the burn from the Leandries is going to pick him up. Man. 1-for-1, Icebreaker manages to trade out even as the bot lane turret will crumble. Another tower down for Barrage.
Gives him the opportunity to move in on yet another one of Casanero's buffs, as his red buff will likely be the next victim of Barrage's aggression, and then quickly to be turned onto the Ocean Drake, which has just spawned up for them.
They're going to get an Ocean Drake now. Nice and easy here for Barrage. No contest from the Steelers.
No steals from the Steelers either.
Does steel rust? Stainless steel doesn't. Does regular steel rust?
Oh, he does.
Oh, that's why you don't want the Ocean Drake
Got
then.
some carbon content. Oxidized.
Thank you very much, science.
Yeah.
Man.
So about that, Manchester people know nothing.
I didn't say you knew nothing.
yeah,
I just said you didn't know anything outside of Manchester.
We
There's
have-
rust in Manchester.
We don't have
I've
science
been to
in Manchester. What do you mean?
It will be nicked.
Ironically, not by the Steelers.
All right. 20 minutes into the game. Barrage have 2 Ocean Drakes. Is this awkward now?
No, it's cool. I'm not mad at you.
You're not mad.
Yeah, you're not sleeping on the couch tonight. It's fine.
Alrighty, well. Barrage. Still grouping up in the mid lane here. Every time someone goes anywhere, there's multiple people with them for both of these teams. Vision control's getting caught out. Diva actually gets a seismic shove. The knockup uses the Sarah shield. The miasma has already been used. A good kick by Monkeys. Looks to follow up. But he actually just jumps out. Art the Dragon now. About to gnar out. Looking to get onto multiple members. The wall's been placed. Icebreaker is going to get pinned in place. As Fastleg is going to be the first victim of the fight. Icebreaker turns it around and
He's
he is on the flank. Icebreaker doing some monstrous work right now. Gets himself a double kill. That's going to be free for Barrage. Liam will fall. A triple kill for Icebreaker. Drazar can do nothing but watch as his team all fall apart, and the Baron Nashor will be picked up by Barrage.
I love how with this Mordekaiser pick, the more people that are present around him, the more people he goes into by himself, the higher the multi-kill, as it's a triple as he rolls into the team 1 versus 4, having already taken down one more light on the Talia, and there is just no response there for the Steelers. They looked like they were going to catch Diva out, but the Petrifying Gauge, the Seraph Shield, was enough to keep him alive long enough for that Man of Metal to come strolling in on the flank and turn that fight on its head. Once again, it's Steelers with the aggressive play. It's Barrage that come out on top.
9, 2, and 3 on Icebreakers. Leandri, Zonya's Crystal Scepter. This man has a whole lot of health and a whole lot of damage to go with it. Now they got Baron buff on all 5 members. Looks like they're going in for a 1-3-1 at the moment. Although the ones are in the mid and the top. And mid and the top, yeah.
Oh, Monkeys.
Right, Monkeys. Seismic shove once again. Does catch him out, but he gets that ward hop away. Barrage. I've got the support to keep him up. Someone needs to tank this damage as Casanero picks it up. Does have himself the Cataclysm. Not going to fire in yet. With Diva doing some serious work here in the top side of the map. Able to pick this turret up nice and simple.
Yeah,
Don't think there's going to be a response quite yet.
That was a good little vision play from Steelers. That's what they've been falling victim to quite often throughout these series, so it's good to see them find one. They are making little adaptations as this series has progressed, but no, they are still 9,000 gold behind at 20 minutes, so not quite at the same level as they were in the previous game. Still not looking particularly good as that Baron buff is available on the side of Barrage. They've shoved in the top side with it and taken a tower there, looking to mirror that on the bottom lane, but 5 members of the Steelers are here to put a stop to it.
Question is, can they? Can they put a stop to it? They found themselves a few good picks, but still hasn't really resulted in much. They got a pick onto Monkeys, sure. But then that just resulted in a tower. They found a pick onto Diva, sure. But that resulted in a team fight loss. Barrage are punishing them at every step. Every play they make, something is paid for in return here. Meanwhile, they try to collapse onto KDO. They're pushing up in the mid lane. They're actually looking to get caught out here. As Icebreaker, Diva, and Monkeys all roam down. This is the first time in a while we've seen all 5 members of Barrage grouped up. They want to crack open this last outer turret and then look for the siege.
You know, I'm not convinced that this Zhonya's from Icebreaker is going to be used this game. I think even like in a scenario like this, if 4 members dive on him, I think he's probably fine.
He's got the Conqueror. He's got a lot of healing. It's Casanero. He's going to get zoned away by the Miasma. The Claw doesn't catch onto anyone. Monkeys does get spotted out, but he's able to clear out the ward for himself. Looks like for now, Barrage are happy with what they've taken with this Baron. They want to step away, they want to spend their gold and reset the map for the next Baron and the siege.
Looking to close this one out cleanly again, as they did in the previous performance. They don't want any missteps that could potentially give the Steelers an avenue back into this one. Level 16 on Icebreaker. He is so far ahead. 3 levels up on his top lane counterpart. And a huge chunk of damage on Casanero.
Oh my lord, Casanero is almost half health. Takes so much damage here. Barrage continue their siege in the mid, in the bot lane. Just pushing the waves in. Seeing Steelers doing a pretty solid defense job for the moment, but still got Baron, and those minions are going to be working away on those turrets, little by little. They're able to chip it out. Question is when do Steelers do something about it? Do they step away now, look to just hold out for as long as they can and fight around the Baron pit? Or do they try and find their optimal pick, try and get themselves some gold, get some shutdown for themselves? There's so much shutdown available. If they can kill Icebreaker, that's 600 gold onto potentially one of your carries.
That is, of course, if he doesn't just delete them from the map first, and that is definitely an option with the Mordekaiser.
It's getting so hard, though. Now that they got the triple Ocean, this Baron actually is very hard because Baron doesn't break the sustain from the Ocean Drake. So what's going to happen now is Barrage are quite happy to just do the Baron dance, take a bit of poke damage, see if they can attempt it. If the collapse comes through, they step away, heal up, or go for the team fight. They have so much sustain available to them. I do worry for the side of the Steelers and whether or not they can actually do anything to answer out here.
Just looking again at these item breakpoints. Talia not even got 2 completed items to the, 3.5 from D.Va on Cassiopeia. Definitely a scary snake to be facing up against, and almost a 4th full item on Icebreaker as well to the 2 of Arc the Dragon's Gnaw. It's looking pretty unkillable up to this point. I don't think it's getting any better. And this is it. Every time Belong tries to go for a play like this, these little death bursts, it seems like Barrage just always seem to just sniff it out, always seem to sense it, and Fastleg is just dancing away.
He knows they're there. He just knows they're there.
Look at that.
All right. They're not there anymore, Maddie. They stepped away.
Barrage's vision game has been so good this series. I've sort of let it slip a little bit towards the bottom side, but that's completely fine as they're now focusing their aggression up towards the top, where this Baron will be spawning very soon. Happy to leave Icebreaker to potentially be ganked because, well, put him in a 1v2.
Can we just bring attention to the fact that he is level 17?
Yep.
Up the Dragon is level 14 right now. This man on your screen has been such a big pickup here for Barrage. He's looking so strong. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch this man play. And look at the damage he just did to Art the Dragon. Art the Dragon has literally Merc Treads. That's it.
Like 20 magic resist.
Also, keep in mind, Barrage have an exceptionally fast Baron with the Lucian and the Cassiopeia. They can just melt through this objective.
So it's going to be 4 members of the Steelers looking to try and put a stop to it, but like I said, those Ocean Drakes are going to be such a crucial part of this for Barrage, and the teleport from Icebreaker keeps that one alive too.
Sent packing, half health onto Baron. Icebreaker just barreling towards him. The flag, the drag, the miasma, the belly bop to pin him in place. Casanero gets pulled into the Death Realm, and Icebreaker's going to pick it up nice and simple. Baron over to Barrage, and one more light now. He has to run away, or just surf away on the wall.
Ooh, Fastlegged was looking to try and go for the flashy play or to cancel that out with the explosive cask, but didn't quite close the distance quick enough. I'm sure he'll go for the consolation prize. Walking into their base, disrupting these members, and there will be very little left that they can do. Down a man already.
Fastleg comes in, throws himself the cask out on the 3 members. Now he's going to get taken down by Liam already. You can see KDO trying to jump in. The Gnaw's going to be enough, but it's not enough at all. In comes the Claw. In comes the Mordekaiser. Miasma just pins everyone in place. A double kill picked up for Monkeys. The minions will tank the damage, and Monkeys jumps away. But Casanero slides, glides, and slams it into the ground. Barrage still happy with this. They've picked up 3. They've got Baron, and they're looking for more. Art the Dragon gets pulled in by the Claw. The damage is onto him, but it's big. Casanero now trying to get the flag and drag off. Icebreaker healing up, and D.Va runs him down. The Poison Dicks will be enough to find the kill. Barrage have minions. They have the turrets crumbling, and Art the Dragon has to find a miracle right here, right now. But I don't think he can do anything. The Nexus will fall, and Barrage 2-0 the Steelers.
And those 3 Ocean Drakes coming in so big in that final push. Again, they just sit back, you know, okay, taking some damage, back up. 40 health every like half a second. In the Cassiopeia, it's like they've all just got a free Warmogs. And every time that the Steelers felt like, oh, we've done some damage here, it just got cancelled out. Just wait a few seconds and they're just happy to go straight back in. And then the double Leandri's burn at the end.
I mean,
onto Casanero.
It was just a fantastic game there by Barrage. I think it's been a fantastic series by Barrage. That one was more controlled. We saw a bloodbath in game 1. Barrage, you know, there was one mistake early, but I think you can forgive getting caught out level 1 by a 5-man invade. Didn't seem to affect Monkeys at all. He knew exactly what he needed to do to shut down Casanero in the jungle. And in game 2, it was about control. It was about controlling the map. It was a slower game from them, but it was a more controlled game. And that's nice to see because we saw a stomp, you know, one-sided team fighting stomp. Then we saw a vision-controlled chokehold game by Barrage. 2 different playstyles in one series.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that the victims of the Steelers' level 1 aggression in both games was really the catalyst to get them rolling as much as they were at both times. So in game 1, it's Monkeys that fell down at level 1, and then he just came back and immediately impacted the entire game, stealing every jungle camp, ganking every lane, and he was really like a clutch player in game 1. And then one more, Icebreaker having his flash forced at level 1, and then they tried to capitalize on that with a gank early on, and he turns it around to a 1-for-1, and then just being such a monster that he was on the Mordekaiser. It's so strange that it's the ones that they focus their aggression on very early that turn around and really is the key factor in the victory for Barrage.
I mean, Icebreaker just had a fantastic game in general.
Yeah.
I mean, what a debut for this guy. He just kind of kicks the door down and goes, I'm playing Maud and you're dying. Then he picks the Vladimir in game 1 as well. Just 1v2 machine coming out from Barrage's top laner, and just a fantastic performance by the entire team. But we are done with this series. We still have another one to go. So don't go anywhere, because after the break, we have Diabolus versus
Barrage again.
Barrage
but
time
red
at
this
home.
time.
It's Red Barrage. We'll see you after the break.